I want to first pose a hypothetical to you. Should the manufacturer of a firearm be liable for the improper use of that firearm, such as an assault or even a murder, by the individual who originally purchased it? This concept was resonant in Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios and Grokster Limited, or the Grokster case. In the Grokster case, the court determined which circumstances a distributor of a product which is capable of both lawful and unlawful use is liable for copyright infringement of third-party users. This presentation will analyse the history of the law, the Grokster case and its new head of liability. Currently, the United States has 3 heads of liability in this area: contributory infringement, vicarious liability and inducement liability. The 1984 decision of Sony Corp of America and Universal City Studios involved the distribution of Sony's VCR, which had the ability to record live television for later use by viewers. Universal pursued Sony, alleging that this recording capability enabled copyright infringement. However, the court found that this use of the VCR did not impose vicarious liability on Sony for the potential infringement, acknowledging the static nature of the VCR and the lack of control by Sony thereafter its distribution. Shift forward to the 2001 decision of A&M Records Incorporated and Napster Incorporated, where Napster, a peer-to-peer file sharing service, was liable for contributory infringement and vicarious liability following the repeated sharing of copyrighted content. Napster was found to be in control of the distribution of infringing material as it was passing through a central server. This decision forced Napster to cease this type of file sharing, and its users sought alternative hosts to access the content. Cue the Grokster case. 2 companies, Grokster and Streamcast, created and distributed free computer software products which allowed users to utilize peer-to-peer sharing without their content passing through a central server, as was the case in Napster. The software was actively advertised as the alternative to Napster's copyright infringement content. Evidently, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer brought an action against the companies to cease the activity and an award of damages. The court unanimously agreed the companies were liable for inducing copyright infringement, favouring MGM. The decision in Grokster thoroughly considered the previous findings to liability as stated in Sony and Napster, namely that the lack of a central server often removes control from the content host. Grokster, however, saw the creation of a new head of liability: inducement liability. So, what is inducement liability? One who distributes a device with the object of promoting its use to infringe copyright, as shown by clear expression or other affirmative steps taken to foster infringement, is liable for the resulting acts of infringing third parties. So how is it applied in the Grokster case? Well, firstly, Justice Souter identified the promotion through the ongoing advertising schemes plugging the software as a Napster alternative, such as OpenNap, describing themselves as the #1 alternative to Napster, coding websites to direct users searching Napster to Grokster, and even the name Grokster as an apparent derivative of Napster, among many other similar promotional mechanisms. Secondly, further affirmative steps were evidenced in their communication with users to provide guidance in obtaining copyright infringing content. Internal emails describing the 32 million users left searching for content at the cessation of Napster, and many other active steps. The court repetitively identified that the companies were not merely passive recipients of information about the infringing use. In conclusion, the Grokster case provides a landmark decision in the creation of inducement liability. The ramifications are surmountable, continuing to deter hosts from attempting to get around the law with creative technological advancements. However, it is only a matter of time before the next head of liability is created. Thank you.